All right, everybody, welcome to the call. We're going to be going through GeoFarm and Circle Prospecting with listings to leads and how to use the lead platform. So I like to start off in the success stories down here. And I always recommend this, right? Come in here and read through these because you're going to get some really great ideas on what people have done. And for example, right, 13 listings, talks a little bit about what was going on here. And here's a little example of the nearby homeowner letter. So 13 listings. And that was actually in one farm area. Can you imagine 13 listings in one farm? And he's only using this letter. He started at sending out 100 at just listed and then 100 at just sold. And now he goes up to 200 to 400, depending on what he's doing. But he worked up to that. So we're not going to start off with these massive mailings and these massive projects that people sometimes love to do. And they get so excited. And then the next thing you know, they do it once, but they get so exhausted that they never do it again. So we want to make sure that anything we do here in Circle Prospecting, GeoFarm is something we can do continuously, because could very likely get results the first time through, but you're always going to be getting more results the more you do it. So great little success story right there. Again, with Bernadette here, right? Same idea, but she was door knocking. So she took this letter and went door knocking. Elena, another one here with the letter. She came in here. And what I love about this one, and this is for all of you, you can add your listing, 2 listings to leads if your buyer is in contract. So imagine your buyer's in contract on a property. And so the property is pending, it's in contract, it's under contract, whatever it is that you call it. You can, and let's just click and open up in a new tab. So we'll leave that other page there. And let's come over to this new tab real quick. And let me just show you that if you go to add listing, manual, now you won't be able to grab or bring in from a data feed a listing that's already in contract or sold. And obviously you can try to grab it, see if it's possible, but more than likely you're gonna have to come in here and just select, right? In contract, under deposit, active contingent, just sold selling agent, just sold listing agent. So pick the appropriate one. And if you do just sold selling agent, we change the language around that listing a little bit so that it represents the fact that you got the property, that you represented the buyer. So that's just sold selling agent. And you just add the listing. So you're going to have to add in the information for the property description, save and add photo, add at least one photo. You're going to be over there. If it's an inspection, you're just in the neighborhood, take a photo of the front of the property. Probably don't be taking the listing agent's photos unless you know them and they allow you to, but I would go take my own photo. So just save and add a photo. You're off and running. And then that way you will have this letter that you can use. And I'll show you where that letter is a little bit later in the market listing section for it. And then there's one more thing here before we go. There's a lot of stuff here you should look at, but I do want to mention, because we're going to talk about it here as well. And that is the yard sign. Sometimes I forget to talk about this, but this is something that is so key. With listings to leads, we have text codes, and you can even order sign writers from listings to leads, or you can just get them made locally. It doesn't really matter. But I am going to be talking today a little bit about yard signs, because I tell you, when your listing goes into contract where you're the listing agent, putting up the status writer, so like that where it says pending, so whatever's appropriate in your area, put in that text, the text writer, right? Text, in this case, it's 183710 to this number. It's got a QR code. In fact, there's a few photos here, and this is in the mastermind group. I actually just bumped it up to the top. If you go to the mastermind group, you should see this post pretty close to the top. And there is a solar light, and this is so awesome, especially this time of year. There's a link right here. So it's not the cheapest thing in the world, but if you can afford to buy a solar light for your yard sign, this is something that is also phenomenal. When you are in a listing presentation, especially this time of year, when it gets dark, like at 5:15, depending on where you're at in the US or where you're at in the world even. And so having that solar light and being able to, in a listing presentation, because I talk to people that do this, And then the listing presentation, when they tell the seller that your yard sign is lit 24/7. So, you know, from the time from 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock, when people are coming home, they're going to the store, they're coming back, they're walking the dog in the morning as well, that yard sign is going to be able to be seen, and it's not going to be hidden like all the other ones in the neighborhood. So not only is that going to help you generate more leads in general, but it's a great item. And I would include this, even if you're using the listings to leads marketing plan, right? That 26 page, I would take a picture of my yard sign and I would include that in my listing presentation package. All right. Cause I want that homeowner to know that I treat the yard sign as a piece of marketing, right? And it's such important when I see so many people just absolutely fail, right? A, it just looks chintzy. B, they're not generating leads. And then C, they look like everybody else. So when you see a yard sign like this, especially when it's in the evening and you can see that it's lit up and you see everybody else's, the one that looks like this is going to just be head and shoulders above everybody else. So many positives on why. And then the last thing I'll mention is putting a plexiglass flyer box. And again, this sounds so ridiculous. All right. We are a digital marketing platform, but we are a marketing and lead gen platform, really. So I don't care how I'm going to generate leads. I want to generate them every way possible. And this is such a cheap and easy way to do it, because once you have the sign writers, these text codes stay with you. So once you got this text code, so for example, this 183710, and you can text that right now. So when this listing sells, I will just reassign that code to another listing. And in fact, it will happen automatically in listings to leads. It'll just, when it sees, when the listing drops off and you delete it from your account later on, that code stays in the account. And when you add another listing, it'll attach that code to that next listing. So you can get these sign writers built and then just reuse them from one listing to the next. And let me just show you. So if I go to, there we go, text IVR. And so if you're not signed up here, you can sign up. And to be honest, you really never even need to come in here, because like I said, you can see here, unassigned, I can reassign, but just like literally automatically, the system will just automatically it'll automatically rotate the extensions from one listing to the next, like I said. So anybody's got any questions on that, feel free to let me know. But like I said, I think you will find that, man, it's easy. And I've talked to maybe 50% of the people I talk to, and we did a survey about 2 years ago at this point, but over 50% of people surveyed get listings or buyers from a yard sign that is built out like that. So great investment. That doesn't even cost that much, right? The status writers, these things are like $5 to $8 at your MLS. And I would do this for coming soon if you do that. If you don't, then I would do just listed. So I'd get the just listed writer. I would get the open house writer. I would for sure get the pending or whatever you call it in your area writer. Just sold, probably can't do that. And even if you did, it might last for a day or two. But it's the pending one, man, that can sit there for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks. Hopefully not too long, but it's just such a great lead generator that I just spent a few minutes on that. I want to make sure that when you've got a listing, we want to make sure that thing is maxed out beyond belief, right? As much as possible without breaking the bank and without killing ourselves. And so the yard sign is one of those things I think a lot of people leave a lot of money on the table by not building that out properly, like I just showed you. So if you have any questions on that, let me know later. But let's get into the more standard idea of GeoFarm and Circle Prospecting. And the first one I'm going to talk about here is the open house, right? So open houses. And I'm going to talk about the open house because you can do this whether you're the listing agent or you're going to borrow a listing. So I've got an open house right here. So if you need help to get a listing into your account, if you're going to go borrow a listing to hold open, you need help to get in your account, let our support team know. And I will get in, I'm going to touch on open houses a little bit more here in a minute to walk you through getting that and getting that set up. But for any listing, when you click on the market listing button, that nearby homeowner letter So we were just talking about that at the beginning of this call, whether it was 13 listings in one farm area in 1 year, right? Dustin Fox with the open houses, he made the open house nearby homeowner letter famous, or Bernadette or Elena, or so many of our clients that use this tool to generate phenomenal leads. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna download it. Let's just take a quick look at it in a little bit more detail. The letters are fully editable. So a lot of times people will edit the letter just a little bit, for example, and you don't have to. Probably maybe 80% of the time people don't edit this at all. So here's the letter. Hope you're having a great week. We're having an open house in 15 Ambient Way in Folsom, Sunday 1 to 4. You can get more information. So people can scan the QR code, go to the URL, send a text, get this sent to them. And so you'll have the lead right there, obviously. They get to see all the beautiful, your videos, your 3D tours, your professional photos, your 100-point home marketing plan, right? Beautiful. We want to get that in front of the homeowners, and that happens automatically. Another embed, they got some PDF guides. So if I'm a homeowner, I get that letter, I scan, text, go to the URL, I can start downloading PDF guides right from your single property website. And again, become a better, stronger, engaged lead. So you'll see here, there's 3 versions. There's a send, a download, and an edit. And so check this out. Even if this is not my listing and I'm going to do an open house right on Sunday, I can use this letter. And what I would do is I would door knock like the day before, maybe 2 days before. It could even be an hour before. And I would not use this letter as an invitation to the homeowners around that open house and invite them to the open house. You could be doing a nearby neighbor preview, like a neighbors only preview that you invite them to. It could be something that's just at the public open house. Sometimes people, if you want to, you could edit this to say, for example, it's only we're having a neighbors only preview. So you can see I can do a little light edit like this. I could say we're doing neighbors only catered, right? That's one of the things that Dustin Fox was famous for, the catered open house. And so anything that you can do to increase engagement, to increase participation, to get people a little bit more excited. But again, even if you don't do anything, you're going to get results. So the most popular times to use this letter for listing agents is going to be just listed, just sold. A lot of people will do pending and just sold. So if you don't do the just listed, you don't have an open house, doing a pending and just sold are awesome. Just listed, just sold is awesome. Open house and just sold. Or if you're borrowing that listing, if you don't have a listing, just doing the open house by itself. So you can see there. So then I can download it, and I can download as either PDF or JPEG. Because sometimes if you want to send this off to get printed and mailed, they may want a PDF version or they may want a JPEG. And so there you go. Look at this beautiful letter. Edited just a touch, not too much, right? I don't want people editing this too much. So don't edit. And you are going to be a little bit forced on this because we don't want it to go to 2 pages. And if you edit it too much, you're going to just ruin the essence of it. So anyways, get this letter out. You can mail it. So Zaire Mail, ZAIR Mail. Zaire Mail is a popular one. Oh, wow. So many people came on the call. Good to see everybody. Mailbox Power, really good one. You can mail it from within listings to leads. So you're going to see a print and mail option right here. The only thing I don't like about this print mail option is you want this mailer. So when this goes out, you want it to look like it was done personally. And for the postcards and the door hangers, express copy is great. But for the letters, I hate to say this, but for the letters, again, I would either do it myself. And that's what Corey does. Corey actually has a setup. He's got pretty good size printer with the automatic letter folder and stuffer. So he's got the whole thing dialed in. Other people will just print them up at the office and do the envelopes themselves, have somebody else do the envelopes for them. And then again, there's services like Zaire and Mailbox Power. and I think Thanks.io maybe, where they do it and it looks like a handwritten envelope. Because that's the important thing is you do not want it looking like it was something sent from the IRS, right? You don't want this to look like some government thing that just gets tossed in the garbage because it looks like it's got all the it's got all those crazy stamps on them and everything. And so you want it to look like something personal. And I think actually Dustin used to do maybe still does, like the colored envelopes. And yes, and in fact, he would use colored envelopes, like made like a black, blue, yellow, red, and then get some of those metallic, not markers when you're doing the envelopes. Oh my God, I apologize. But it was like not the standard ink, but it would be like the metallic ink. It's like silver on black, looked really sharp. I remember seeing a few of them. Man, they looked really good. But anyways, this letter, 3 versions, 3 kind of like 3 templates. I like the first one the best, second one the second best, third one third best, but people have used all of them to great success. Now, there are so many letters, flyers, postcards, door hangers in our system, and I'm going to go through all of the different kind of categories that we've got. So all the PDF guides have them, all the landing pages. If you want, we do have postcards and door hangers. And so you can see here, beautiful. Yeah, postcard. I love these postcards. When we designed these postcards, it's funny. I had not read the book, and I didn't even think the book was out, right? Jordan Cohen's The Agent's Edge. Phenomenal book. I highly recommend it. If you want to learn how to do a listing presentation without being cheesy and doing it in a way that's super professional, and it's going to get people less likely to argue with you about your, so funny. I just saw this coach on YouTube. He used to talk about, oh, the marketing doesn't matter. And all of a sudden, now it's talking about, whoa, your listing presentation, it's got your big old face on it. Don't do that. The property is what you want to focus on. So that's why you see our postcards, your image, your picture's on the back of it, but don't do that marketing where your face is all over it because it just screams sales. So I want this to be something that they might just leave on their countertop. And when I got a front that looks like this, beautiful professional photography, right? Big image right there. Open house or pending, just sold, just listed. It's got the address right there. It's got the QR code. This is something that people might hold on to a little bit. And we got the door hanger as well. I love the door hangers. I love all of them. They're all phenomenal. Keep in mind, door hangers take a little bit of time to get delivered. So if you're doing an open house, door hangers are probably not going to work out, but that's where that letter, look how beautiful that is. Now, we've also got circle prospecting scripts. So one of the things, and maybe I should have started off this way. When we think of like GeoFarm and Circle Prospecting, we're talking about mailers, and you can door knock, that's no problem. But we also want to talk about calling people if possible. Now we can't call everybody, but what we can also do is run ads to my farm area. So how many people here, let me know how many people here have a account with somebody like My Plus Leads, RedX, Vulcan 7, Prospect Boss. How many of you have accounts with a company like that? So let me know. Just go ahead and type in the chat or the questions. In fact, maybe I will, let me see here. Next time I'll do a poll and I will ask it. But yeah, I want to know anybody here. So there's a few people. Okay. In fact, let's do this. Let's go. Give me My Plus Leads. So this is something I want everyone here to consider. There are a lot of different kind of companies. My Plus Leads is one of them. RedX, Vulcan 7, like I said, Prospect Batch Leads, right? There's batch leads. And the reason I want to bring this up is notice all these products that they've got. You can buy all the data for the expireds, FSBOs, neighborhood data, and likely to list. So this is the GeoFarm Circle Prospecting right here. Pre-foreclosure, i.e. avoid foreclosure. I say avoid foreclosure because that's the landing page funnel that we've got in Listings to Leads. And so my point here is we have got landing pages and marketing funnels for expired. We have it for FSBO. It's amazing. If you've not seen our expired and FSBO stuff, you are absolutely missing out. All right. I've talked to people that do cold calling. They do 3 hours a day, right? They're dedicated, they're disciplined. And when they see what we've got for expireds and FSBOs, they go absolutely nuts. They love it, right? The neighborhood data, right? And again, pre-foreclosure. And so in Listings to Leads, we call that avoid foreclosure. And then obviously for the neighborhood data, that's going to be the nearby homeowner letter. And we got some other stuff for that as well. So the thing is, if you buy this data, if you have this, not only can you mail to it, but you can upload it into Facebook. Actually, you can upload it into Listings to Leads to create a custom audience in Facebook. You can run $2 a day ads to these people. And I'll show you that here in a little bit, but I don't care where you get the information from. So you can get the information from, again, RedX, Vulcan 7, Batch. Yep. So Priya says My Plus Leads and Vulcan. Once you got those files, so for example, you might, if you're going to get, let's come back up into, give me a second here. Wow, there we go. Couldn't find my cursor for a second. So identify home sellers with a high propensity to list. So that's the likely to list. All right, you get all the data. And so you can get the names, the property address, a ton of information, emails, phone numbers. You can skip trace against the DNC so that you can actually call people. And so I want you to be thinking now, imagine now you have got obviously their name, their address, their email, their phone. So we can take that CSV file. Check this out. In Listings to Leads, I'm going to click open a new link, open link in new tab. So I'm going to open up the ads tab because in here, there's actually a button that you can click to upload a file. So check this out right here, this blue button called Create Audience. Let me turn that ad off. So I can click Create Audience and upload a CSV file. So I might upload the CSV file. It might be called Folsom Pre-Foreclosure. It could be Folsom Expired, right? And these are all, you saw all those data sets from My Plus Leads, right? And again, RedX, Vulcan 7, all of them similar, likely to list or whatever that's going to be called. Then I always did the date, right? January, or February, Feb. So that way I just know when it was. And then the last thing I do, put where the data came from. And you may have a different naming convention, but it's for me, area, the type of list. So again, FSBO, avoid foreclosure, likely to move, whatever it's going to be. The date that the data was got and uploaded, and then the source of that data. So that way, just as I'm going through this, I can quickly know when was the last time that list was updated. And sometimes maybe your provider will dynamically upload that, which would be great, or dynamically update it. So you just might put dynamic, right? So if every day they just update that file or that audience. And the cool thing is, even if you have a custom audience built in one of these other programs, so maybe, and I don't know, but let's just say, for example, that you could create your custom audience in a program like My Plus Leads, maybe KV Core. I don't know. I'm just saying if you did, you could still use those custom audiences in Listings to Leads, even though you didn't create them here. And I'll show you that here in a little bit. So anyways, yeah, there's your audiences. And so we got the nearby homeowner letter, again, just listed, just sold. If you're a selling agent, add your listing when it goes into contract with your buyer and do the pending and just sold. If you don't have a listing, try to find an open house. I'll show you where our open house training is at so you can make sure that you nail it. We don't want to get an open house in an area that's not maximized for our potential buyer and seller avatars. We want to make sure that when we do an open house, it's in the proper area, a good price point, and it's going to be something that's going to get people into it. We don't want to go too high, too low, too far out. So anyways, but now, again, we can put all our entire farm up into Facebook and then run ads specifically to them. So here, check this out. Let's go look. Let's go back to that listing. So here we're taking a look at this listing here. We have an open house. Now I would not run an open house ad to a custom audience, but I'm going to show you how to do it. I would use it for pending and sold, obviously. So when you're in the work area for a Facebook ad, I'm going to take out location. And if it was a seller ad, the retargeting would be right here. But because it's not a seller ad, it's under advanced options. But look at this. I can just check retarget, and then any audience, no matter where it was created, is available right here. So there's my plus leads audience. Here's my database audience. And now I can run ads only to those homeowners. And I can change, check this out. I can change that lifetime budget to daily. And I don't know if I can go to $1. Let's try $1. Let's try $2 first. Actually, you can do it, daily budget, but let's go to a pending. Let's go to a pending and sold, because this is really where I want to use custom audiences with GeoFarm and Circle Prospecting. Because once a listing goes pending, I don't need home buyers to see it anymore. I really want to focus on homeowners. And so I'll show you what I mean here. So here's a pending listing, right? Pending listing. Here's a sold listing. So just sold selling agent, right? You see that, just sold listing agent. So I'll click market listing. And again, so any pending, any sold, when I go to do the Facebook ad here, because again, this isn't for sale. I don't need buyers seeing this. So you'll notice here in the work area, when I scroll down, look at that, retarget current leads is showing by default because we want you to use this. Now you don't have to. If you don't have a custom audience, don't stop doing ads and don't freak out. But now check this out. Any custom audience, it could have been created in Facebook. It could have been created in KV Core. It could have been created in Vulcan 7. It could have been created anywhere. It doesn't matter. So check that out. There's my custom audience. Lifetime, I'm going to change to daily. Change that to $2. Right. And then I also like to change my start and end date. So if I'm going to do a $2 custom audience ad, then I'm going to change my start and end date. Now, keep in mind, you're not going to generate 2 to 3 leads a day with this. This is something that is going to percolate into those audiences, and those people are going to see that ad over and over and over again. And so you're going to generate leads, but again, I don't want people thinking, oh my God, I'm going to start generating 50-cent leads. That won't happen. But here's what is so beautiful about this strategy or this idea is that you could run a couple of different ads at a time. So normally if I'm going to be running seller ads, where I can do, it's like $50 for a week. And so that turns out to be like $7 a day, right? 7 times 7 is 49. So you could also run 3 ads to a custom audience. So I run a just sold ad, for example. That's awesome. I'm going to come back into I'm going to go to the marketing calendar. And the reason I like the marketing calendar is it gives me like this nice overview of everything. And notice tomorrow, investors, pennies on the dollar, but every Thursday is a different seller funnel, right? Friday, look at that, FSBO, expired. We got PDF guides for sellers. So all of these things, we can run custom audiences. And so I may say, you know what? We got the home value. We got iBuyer cash offer, the 100-point home marketing plan. So I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to click on that. We have the checklist, the step-by-step guide, but I'm going to go to marketing tools and I'm going to run a custom ad for this one for $2 a day. And so I might do 2 or 3 ads at $2 a day to the same audiences so that these people are just going to see these different messages from me popping up in their feed, popping up all over the place. And so again, here you're going to see this one's a little bit different. This one actually defaults to video, but you can do the same 1 to 2. In fact, look at that, $1 a day default. But I'm going to go to traffic. Yeah, either way, doesn't matter. It's up to you. And let's see, traffic. So under advanced options here, I'm going to retarget. So there's my seller, and here's my database again. So if you don't see it in the main work area near the bottom, just click advanced options, and it'll be usually it's the first thing right under advanced options right there. And so again, there you go, right? Lifetime, change it to daily, $2, boom. Come down here, and all this is editable. If you got a beautiful Canva images, all of your Canva images can be uploaded into listings to leads. Hit create ad. That could have been a video. Obviously, I defaulted to video view. On any of these ads, it could be a video, it could be a Canva image, it can be an image, no matter where you get it from, you can use it in listings to leads. So you can see some of these were video ads. Now I got an image ad right there. All right, so we go back to the marketing calendar. That was the 100-point home marketing plan. And maybe I say, I'm going to do one more. I'm going to find a PDF guide. Look at that, PDF guide for seller. And there's over 40 of them. What we do is every week we alternate between a buyer and a seller guide. So I'm going to say that seller guide looks pretty good. Go to marketing tools, market. And I think I'll just do a $2 ad for this one to the same audience. So under objective, just drop it down to traffic. And then I'm going to come down here to retarget current leads, add in my audience. Now, the reason I always do audience before changing the budget and schedule, because if I try to change from lifetime 50 to daily 2 with location kind of being, or without the audience being there, throw an error, because it'll say it's just not enough money because it's thinking you're going to be putting in the location, and that's a lot of people. When I got a custom audience of just a few thousand, or could be a custom audience, could be 500. Usually they say around 1,000 or so is the best. I've talked to people that do great at a lower number, and I've seen people you can have a custom audience of 5, 10, 15,000 people. I think around maybe 1 to 5,000 is probably the best. If you got a custom audience, if it's too small, right, it won't be good enough, right? It's not like Facebook is going to put that in front of only 5 people. But anyways, if you have any questions, get in the mastermind group on that. But it's awesome to be, and again, here, I can upload a video. I can change this image to something from Canva, different options here if I want to change it out. So we've got some different image templates for you, or you can just go grab, look at that one. We've got a few spokes models, right? So again, videos, images, custom images, Canva images, videos of you. And imagine for $2 a day, you could have a video of yourself, out there promoting your free guide, Secrets of Selling Your Home Fast. It could be a video of you talking about how for that sold property, about how you got that property sold. It could be a video of you talking about if you're going to do the 100-point home marketing plan ad, for example, for $2 a day. That could be a video of you talking about how you market homes for sale. Imagine having a video of you like this, running around in front of those people in your custom audience. So it could be your database, could be a custom audience. For $2 a day, you're going to be putting yourself in front of your database every single day. And it's just, do you have the ability to do a video and spend $2 a day? Right. That's pretty much what I would think. Robert asked a question a little while ago. Apologize, Robert, I didn't get to it earlier, but give me a second here. There we go. You can do whatever you want, right? So Rob, hold on to that. Let me get back to that here in a little bit. But everybody pretty clear on the ads and how to run them to a custom audience. So again, use a program like My Plus Leads. And I really do. In my mind, this is one of those investments that you're going to want. Now, you may try RPR, or maybe, what am I thinking of? Remine. So if those programs have this information, great. The only thing that they're not going to have, though, is, I don't think, and if they do, phenomenal, might be the ability to skip trace against the DNC. Because as you see back in here, right? So for example, we got the ads. We've got postcards and door hangers. So all of these guides, right? Every PDF guide, let's say, for example, I have a listing and I do a just sold nearby homeowner letter. Okay, so that's great. But then what about next month? Maybe this is a farm that I really want to hit, right? I really want to get this farm. I want to stay in front of them. And just because I don't have a listing, I don't want that to cause me to not get something out, right? And to miss a month, right? Because when you're inconsistent, the more inconsistent you are, the more inconsistent you become. So when I skip a month because I don't have a listing, the likelihood of me skipping other and more months in the future is going to dramatically increase. So when I don't skip a month, I won't skip a month, right? And I'll keep that consistency, and then I'll keep my investment going. I'll keep the leads coming in. And so my point is, every single PDF guide in Listings to Leads has a postcard. Whether you take our postcard, and again, what we also do here, we give you the QR code. So you can take that QR code. And again, if you want to go into Canva, design a postcard, go to Wise Pelican or some other postcard company, create the postcard, use the QR code. I don't care. But we've got the postcards, door hangers. I love the print flyers. So again, I've talked to people who've gone door knocking with the print flyers. It's hilarious. It's awesome. I also talk to people that take the print flyers, put it in a plexiglass flyer box, and put it at an open house. So again, another great way to use some of these tools here. But the key is staying in front of our audience. Go back to the marketing calendar, right? And again, so all of these, for the most part, anything for sellers, for the most part, will have the nearby homeowner letter or print flyer, postcards and door hangers, as well as scripts, right? So that we can call through. In fact, let's talk about that real quick. So let me go back. Let's go to this just sold. And so, we're going to talk about GeoFarm and Circle Prospecting. So again, we got the nearby homeowner letter. We got postcards and door hangers, but we've also got the scripts. And these scripts, worked with agents on them, maximize how they work for you. You can use whatever script you want again, but that's where that investment into the data from My Plus Leads, from wherever you're going to get it from, that's why it's an investment. Because now, if I skip trace against the DNC and I got phone numbers, now I can call them up, right? Hey, Priya, this is Scott, Listings to Leads. Want to let you know that 694 Douglas in Folsom just sold, pretty close to you. I sent a letter. I dropped off a letter at your house a couple of days ago with a QR code and some information about the property. If you want all the information, you can go there. If you didn't get it, you can also text 102129 to 25678, get all the photos, or you can just send me a text. I'll send it off to you, no problem. But because this property sold, your home value has been affected, right? And I'm just going to say, would Scott at Listings to Leads be the best email to send your new updated home value estimate to, or your new equity, whatever it's going to be, right? But use the fact that property just sold as the impetus, the linchpin, the reason why you are reaching out to them. Offer them something of value, give them a little bit of insight, right? The insight is your home value has changed because this home sold, right? Offer them something of value as it relates to this, right? Home value estimate. I've even heard of people offering the PDF guides. Right? Hey, I got a PDF guide, 5 dangers of overpricing your home, the ultimate guide to selling a home, selling your home in any season, right? These are some of the PDF guides and Listings to Leads that you could offer. But the point is connecting with them. So again, so many people like to be, I don't want to say lazy, but they just want to run an ad. They don't want to talk to people. They don't even want to do the letter because it's too much work. So sad. And then of course, they're not going to call because that's work and that's uncomfortable. And so the next thing you know is 3 months in and they got no listings. They got no buyers because they're not doing any work. They're not laying the groundwork. They're not planting the seeds. Yeah. So anyways, letter, postcard, call script, you are going to see that throughout the system for pretty much everything. Let's take a look at one more home value estimate. And so for those of you that kind of don't know the logic, notice there are 4, and there are more coming, but there are 4 funnels on the calendar here that rotate. And it's not meant to be the first of the month because some months have 5 weeks. But so this month, the first one is investors, pennies on the dollar. That's a great one, especially if you got an area where the homes were built before 2000. or 1995, where there's a lot of investment activity. And then the next one after that is the 100-point home marketing plan. Then we got the iBuyer cash offer. Then it's the home value. So if I go to click on that one, there's a checklist, a guide, and the marketing tools. And I could run this ad to my custom audience for $2 a day. What's your home worth now? Notice that domain. Every one of you gets this awesome domain. Mine is california.freehomevalues.net. And again, I can use my Canva image right here. I can edit the text, traffic, lifetime of 50. Here, watch this. If I go lifetime to daily right now, and then I do $2, I'm going to get that. But if I go down here first, add my custom audience, how many ads could we run? I can run 3 ads and get them all done in 2 minutes. There we go. See, the error cleared out because I changed, instead of using location, we're using a custom audience. And that allows me to edit from lifetime to daily from 50 or 35 or whatever it was to $1, $2, $3, right? I'm using 2. You can use $3 or $4. Depends on what you want to do. But boom, create ad. I'm off and running. And that's what I think is cool, where, try that idea out. Try an idea where you run 2 to 3 or 4 ads at a time, all running at $2 each. Again, you could do video ads, video views. You could do traffic with video. The only thing is, just don't overcomplicate it, right? Don't overcomplicate it. Now, let's spend just a few minutes having some fun. Let's go to the dashboard. Let's see what we got down in the short form video stuff, because as part of geofarming, not so much circle prospecting. In my mind, circle prospecting and geofarm go together. And I'm sorry, I'm scrolling all the way down. Short form video scripts. Here we go. The reason I like this. Now, this week's a little bit light. National Fettuccine Alfredo Day. Next week, and Valentine's. Yeah, it's a little. Some weeks are a little bit better than others. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a look at the script. So here's the idea. The idea is we want to leverage the audiences of local businesses in our area, and we want them to leverage us, right? So the whole idea is almost like, imagine we're going to do a collaboration. And so I'm going to find an Italian restaurant that's got a good social media presence. So you're going to know what are the good Italian restaurants are. If you don't, go to Yelp, go to whatever, check them out on social media. And then when you find the Italian restaurant that you're going to do this with, take this script, and I would go there, whether it's for lunch, maybe you're just in front of the place, maybe you do a takeout, maybe you go sit at the counter, maybe you go with your family, your significant other, or friend, and record a quick little video about the fact that it's National Fettuccine Alfredo Day and you're at this restaurant. And then when you post the video, you tag the restaurant, like in location. When you do the location, you put that you're at that restaurant. You tag the restaurant in the video itself, right? In the description, right? You're going to say the name of the restaurant, obviously. And then you take the script, and look, I love this script right here. Now, it's Fredo Day, Italian restaurant owner, obviously, who was trying to find something for his pregnant wife. He created the dish in 1908, and she loved it so much, she put it on the menu. Now, all of these scripts that we have in this area, we try to put in some information that you probably don't know. So I bet nobody knew it was Fettuccine Alfredo Day. Most people love Fettuccine Alfredo, right? Who doesn't like it? And probably no one is going to know that it was created by the husband of this woman, because she was pregnant and he just wanted her to, because kids love Fettuccine Alfredo, right? Any of you that have young kids in particular, at least ours, they loved it because it's creamy, it's easy, it's soft, and so it's very palatable. And if your stomach is a little bit upset, so I don't know about the pregnant thing. I don't remember ever hearing my wife asking about Fettuccine Alfredo personally. But anyways, does everybody get the idea though on this? So take these scripts National Kite Flying Day, Umbrella Day. Hopefully it'll rain that day. That'd actually be a funny one, wouldn't it? On Monday. I think in our area, I think next Monday it's going to rain, right? 1830, right? It's just these scripts in general are meant to give you a personality, give you something fun to talk about. The biggest problem that most people have on social media is not having content, right? Trying to think, oh my God, what am I going to say next? What's going on? What can I do? This, along with all of the short form video scripts, with your listings, with the guy, right? There's so many scripts in the system that are real estate related, but these are just more fun, topical. And if you use it in the way I just mentioned, where possible, go to a local place. So for example, if there's a kite, in fact, I can think of one right now. The other day, I remember passing by one in Old Town Sacramento. So in Old Town Sacramento, there was actually a kite shop. And I remember looking at it thinking, "Oh, you don't see a lot of kite shops, but yeah, there is one." I was just there over the weekend. So I might go there and do this video. Hey, everybody, today's National Kite Flying Day. And if you didn't know, kite flying was invented not invented, dates back to 200 BC in China. And you may have flown a kite. And I'm over here at Jordan's Kite Shop in Old Town Sacs, a beautiful place. If you haven't been here, come down, check out their kites, and I'll see you out there in the field. Hopefully we don't lose our kites to a strong wind, right? Or you could be out flying the kite, right? And record a quick little video. How fun would that be? And again, when you let people know, hey, it's National Kite Flying Day, just get it. You are conveying something fun. They didn't know. You're having fun. If you do it where you're incorporating the location and the business, you're going to be able to participate and get into their audience and get their audience to see you more. So it's a great way. And it's really a part of geofarming and circle prospecting. Again, more in the geofarming part that I think a lot of people sleep on and don't really leverage as much as they can. Because eventually I want to make sure I got a video of as many places as possible on my social media profile, so that when, you're bouncing around on social media, then you might see a video that I did on Roundhouse Deli because it was National Pastrami Day a couple of weeks ago. And I did a great video about that. And then you might hang out and see some other videos about other places in the area. And you're gonna start hanging out with me on social media a lot more. And it's free, right? It's free to do. We give you a ton of scripts. You're not going to run out of scripts with us. How do you get the email to nearby homeowner letters? No, that's what we were talking about earlier, right? You're going to get that data from a program like My Plus Leads, RedX, Vulcan 7, Batch Leads. That's where you'll get that's where you get the phone numbers, the emails, the names. There's so much more information that they've got. And so again, you can do those. In fact, I didn't show you while we're here. I didn't show you avoid foreclosure, expired, and FSBO. Let me show you those real quickly because it'll help you maybe make the decision on, is it something I can get my money out of, you as the agent. So in listings to leads, I'm in landing pages. So this is the landing page tab. And there's a drop down filter by type. Now, if you don't have them, then I would use the green button. There we go. So avoid foreclosure, expired, FSBO, I must avoid foreclosure. Let's go to marketing tools. And this is completely, excuse me, a little hiccup, completely editable, completely customizable. Again, Canva image, video, edit the text. Here's the landing page, right? Do you owe more than your home is worth? Great one for avoid foreclosure. Absolutely phenomenal. I got a Google ad for it. I got a social media post. I got an e-flyer. And there we go, right? Postcard and door hangers, print flyers. So if you're in an area and you find out, wow, our area, there's a lot of people that are getting behind on the mortgage. They may need help, right? Now you've got the funnel to go help them. Beautiful. Look at all the different postcards, door hangers. Awesome. We got the same thing. So back at landing pages. Now, if you don't have them, you can click the green create landing page button and make them. But check this out. Whitney Oaks. Here's the landing page. whitneyoaks.expiredsoldeasy.com. And if I click on the green marketing tools button, this is why I was talking to this agent last week, and 3 hours, can you imagine? 3 hours a day cold calling, which is awesome. Look at that. I got my custom audience, right? Whitney Oaks, Facebook, Google, social media, postcards and door hangers. So there's a postcard, and I love that. Check this out. Check out the front of this postcard, and look at this domain, expiredsoldeasy.com. So do you think that expireds and Whitney Oaks, when they get this postcard, print flyer, or door hanger, are going to be a little bit more comfortable and confident in me versus somebody that is not using a domain like that? And you can create multiple landing pages. So somebody give me an area, give me a sales area that you want to generate expireds for. So somebody type in a sales area. Give me a second here. Let me move this around also. Okay. Yeah. So somebody type in the name of a sales area, and I'll show you how easy it is and fast that you can create these. All right. I'll just use. So check this out. Let's go back to the main landing page dashboard right here. So under landing pages, create landing page, add new landing page. Right. Now, the ones on the bottom are old. I wouldn't use any of these, but we have all the ones on the top. And let's do expired, right? This works for any of them, but expired. Rouge, create landing page. And really, actually, it shouldn't say landing page. It should say landing page and marketing funnel. Because now check this out. It puts you here because this is everything here is editable. Right. Check that. Did not sell your Baton Rouge home. Change image. So again, I got different templates. I can upload something from Canva, from wherever, right? I can change the background image, obviously. Check out this domain, Baton Rouge, sellingexpiresfast.com. Did not sell your Baton Rouge home? Look, I mean, are you kidding me? Seriously, are you kidding me that I just created a landing page, entire marketing funnel, Facebook, Google, social, video script, e-flyer, seller script, print flyer, postcards and door hangers, right? All of these are going to be, if I change out the image, it'll be my branding. So postcards, print flyers. And again, now it says Folsom, it's just cycling, and it's going to update here in a second, but let me just show you if I download this. And same with the postcards and everything right there. Did not sell your Baton Rouge home. And again, everything here is editable. So if I change the image on the landing page, the image here will change. But check out this, Baton Rouge.sellingexpiresfast.com. Again, if I get this to a homeowner in Baton Rouge, that a listing that expired, man, I'm going to get so many more of those listings while you're cold calling and not getting through. I'm going to drop this off, and I'm still going to call. Trust me, calling is awesome, but you cannot rely on calling completely and only. And I'm telling you, you lay this on top of calling, you're going to do a lot better. So what I would do for the expireds, for all of this, I might just get 50 postcards, maybe 30 postcards of 30 door hangers. And then that way, every time a new expired came through my area, the first thing I might do is just drop off or have the postcards. I would just hand write it and get it out the door. Now, you could also set these up into an automation. So you go to Mailbox Power, for example, or any postcard platform where you got postcards, and I could upload these into my automation so that, for example, the expired hits my CRM, and the automation is this postcard will go out first. And so you can download it, again, JPEG or PDF, upload it into my automation, and don't even think about it again. That way it will just automatically go out as the new leads are coming in. So it doesn't matter how you do it, but if you start getting these to your expireds, right? Get the FSBO ones to the FSBOs, get the avoid foreclosure ones to the mortgage people. You're going to do well. So any questions before we go? It's 10:02. I apologize for keeping everybody long. Are we good? Any last minute questions? Can you show marketing for probates? Not really. I don't even know. Do we even have a probate landing page? Maybe we don't. I don't know. I know we got the probate PDF. Yeah. Yeah. I'll keep going there. So yeah, for the probate, go to the PDF guides and just type in probate, for example. I think it might actually be in recommended. How can you avoid foreclosure? And again, that would be a great match with the avoid foreclosure landing page. Now, I believe probate is on the marketing calendar for this week, but just so you can see here, I can always type in, because there's also probate for sellers. So how to buy a home in probate? What is probate for the seller? What is probate for the buyer? And then how to sell your home in probate. So we got four different, really there's two different ones. One from the point of view of the seller or buyer for each one. And then again, like all of them, right? So do you want to, pick the one that you want, click marketing tools, and here we go. So how to buy a home in probate, set up for lead ads automatically. And again, so anything going for buyers, I don't do custom audiences unless I wanted to do a custom audience in my database. If I had a big enough database and I just want those people I want to have some of these ads running for them to see them, continuously. So I might have one or two ads at $2 a day for buyers, but they're going to that database custom audience. So anyways, Google social media post, short form video, again, postcards and door hangers, print flyers, all that stuff right there. Thank you everybody for joining us. Appreciate your time. As always, if you have any questions, let our support team know. Get into the mastermind group. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you, everybody. Have a great one.